Hey guys, Marston here and welcome to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Today I'm bringing you a showcase that is more of a preview of what Super STR is going to be like on Global fairly soon. We will, at some time in the next few months, hopefully not too far away now, we'll finally be getting Super Battle Road come to Global. And with some of the additions that we've received recently for Super STR, I feel like we have a much better team than we had before, and with this new Vegeta that's been released, we potentially have a better team than is available on JP. So what I've done is I've put together the team that I am going to run for Super Battle Road, and we are taking on Boss Rush 3. Obviously it's nowhere near as hard as Super Battle Road, but it's going to give a brief sort of outline of what the team does. Now, the reason it's more of a preview and it's kind of a work in progress of how the team is going to work right now is because two of the main units that will be featured on this team, and who will we have one of them here who will form a rotation together. We are waiting on one of the awakenings. So one of the ideal rotations is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, because he's such a great tank and he can also stun with his super attack, and then LR Vegito Blue. So we don't have enough medals to awaken him into the LR form yet, but when we do and he becomes an LR, he picks up the link skill over in a flash and obviously Super Saiyan. So he's going to share the Super Saiyan attack link with Vegeta, but also the over in a flash link for 3 key. So Vegeta, we're going to want him on main rotation so he can tank and stun for us. And then Vegito Blue is going to give him the extra key, as well as the fact that obviously Vegito Blue, especially with the fact they're giving out copies of him, his super attack is farmable, he is going to be probably Rainbow Star, so he's going to be hitting like an absolute truck. And then the other one will be the B-Pan. So at the moment, she is just available as she is, as an SSR, from the event that's on every Sunday. So you can get out to SA10, open all of her paths, which is what I've done. And so as she stands currently, all she does is her super attack has a chance to stun, and she also regains you a small percentage of the health that she does as damage. So that's pretty decent, but unfortunately the downside with units like that when it comes to harder events like Super Battle Road is there's no point putting on a unit that's weaker overall, just because when it hits the enemy it's going to gain you somewhere between say 30 and 50k HP. If that unit is then getting hit for sort of 15 to 20k HP more than someone you could have put in their place. So if you get a turn where they're in the third slot because you don't want to mess up your main rotation, but they have to take 3 hits, you're actually losing out on health overall. But the great thing about the B-Pan is when they finally introduce the second stage to her event, which is available on JP, every time you clear that second stage you get an awakening medal for her, and you need 5 in total to awaken her. So hopefully her awakening will come out at least 5 weeks before Super Battle Road. And then once she awakens, she gains, I think the amount of HP she gets back from her attacks goes up by about 5%. But the main thing is she then picks up an extra little bit on her passive, which is she has a high chance to reduce incoming damage by 50%. So obviously that's going to make a huge difference. And you see here with the fact that Vegeta and Vegito as he is now don't share any key links, we didn't manage to get a super with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but once Vegito is Vegito Blue, that won't be a problem because of over in a flash. So Goku can grab those. So you can see once Vegito just as a TUR at the moment, he gives himself such a great boost with his defense boost from his super attack and his overall decent stats in general. He can already as a TUR tank basic attacks for double digits, so he is going to be absolutely insane when he's an LR. I know people were disappointed because he doesn't have counters and he doesn't have built-in additional super attacks like the other Vegito Blues that we've seen before, but people are really underestimating just how ridiculous he's going to be. The fact that he raises his attack and defense every time he gets his 12 key super means that if you give him additionals, you're going to be hitting the 18 key super probably every turn because of how strong his passive is, and the fact that he's going to be linked with the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. But then if he additionals LRs, when they do an additional super, it will always be their 12 key super, so he'll then do the 12 key super and give himself a huge buff to his attack and defense. So he's going to output an insane amount of damage, as well as being incredibly defensive. And then he's on rotation with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who himself is a ridiculously good tank. So the other rotation I would then run is what we're getting going here, where we have the new SSJ2 Vegeta and Bulma because of all of his counters, and then he obviously has that built-in rage mode, which on Super Battle Road you might not see it come in, on this boss rush mode you're not going to see it come into play that much because we have quite a lot of health, but obviously on Super Battle Road we're going to be getting hit for so much from each of the attacks. There's going to be a lot more likelihood that his rage mode is going to trigger, so there's that as well. Currently my Vegeta has 3 dupes, but I'm insanely low on strength orbs after having TUR'd and done a little bit of a showcase for the Vegito the other day, so I don't even have the free crit on mine. So this, again, as a sort of preview of what Super STR is going to be like, this is just kind of showing off what he does or what he can do. Do they share? Yeah, they share it in a flash and quite a few links. So, and Vegito is now SA10 because of the droppable Vegito glitch, which seems to have gone live today with the Super Vegito event. That event should still be on because it's now AGL day. There hasn't been any update or maintenance or anything, so I assume that they are still dropping. I finished all of my farming for him yesterday anyway. So he already hits fairly decently. Obviously at the start of the event all of his buffs have been reset, so he needs to build himself back up again. So Gogeta, mine is Rainbow Star, which is one of the reasons why he's on the team. There's an argument that can be made that because he is basically relegated to being a floater unit, and on Super Battle Road you don't need the advantage of him being super effective against everyone. Obviously he's still going to hit crazy hard, especially because mine is Rainbow Starred. But there's definitely, you could make the argument for bringing either the Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku or maybe Super Saiyan 2 Bardock just to give a buff to the team, or definitely the Super Saiyan Kaba, the STR 40% support unit. Honestly, as crazy as that sounds, since he's going to be a floating unit, it might actually be more beneficial to run him than Gogeta. In fact, you could probably, again, this would probably still sound crazy, but I think if I had the Super Saiyan Kaba, I would put him on the team instead of Gogeta, and then I would use both of the Gokus and the Pan as my floaters, and because Kaba would be an excellent link partner for the Vegeta, because he's going to give him a huge defensive boost, which means he's going to take next to no damage, even if he does get hit by a super, and then he's going to be countering left and right. All of his counters are going to deal more damage because of that 40% increase, and obviously crits as well. And again, see, this rotation in the future, not only will LR Vegito Blue have Shattering the Limit, but Pan, when she picks up her Awakening, she will also have Shattering the Limit. So that'll be another 2 key link that they would have shared on the end. So Pan would have got full key. She does super early anyway, but obviously the units get a bigger buff to their attack if you actually get their key to full. So, and you see there, Pan took 18k back in damage from Vegeta, whereas if she had her Awakening and her passive came into play, she would have taken at least half that. So Vegeta at the front, so they don't share any attack links that are any different. So obviously with this particular setup, it's always best if you're going to have a unit on rotation and a unit floating that are the same, obviously as in your leaders. So here it's Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'm using the friend one because he is much higher in the dupe system than mine. So if you have to have one of your leads as a floater, goes without saying really that you should use the weaker of the two. Plus, I believe this one is actually Rainbow Star, because obviously if you're going into Super Battle Road, if you can find a Rainbow Star friend leader, you absolutely want to take them. But see, this Vegeta taking normal attacks for double digits, so counters as well. Definitely, if you get any dupes of Vegeta, try and put as much as you can into crits. I still haven't decided whether I would go all out 20 crit, but the fact that it means every single counter attack has a chance to be a crit, I would definitely put at least 17. I can't decide whether to go 20 crit and 6 additional or 17 crit and 9 additional. So let me know in the comments what you think I should do out of those two. So right, I'm going to grab those with you. Those, well, he doesn't need really any anyway. So unless he super attacks Vegito, we should be fine. We'll grab a quick heal anyway. So you can see just the power. I mean, we've known for a long time, because of how good Super Saiyan 4 Goku is, that Super STR is a ridiculously good team. But you can see from this, I've not really been paying attention, just sort of going over my thoughts on the team and what's going to be going on in the future. And we're just breezing through. We're already at Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta without any issue. If I'd realised how close I was to a Dokkan mode there, well, I guess I probably should have still healed, because you don't heal from the Dokkan attack until the end of the turn, do you? So we'll see if I was right to do so, as if Vegito takes a super attack, he's going to take a fair bit of damage, and Vegeta can't be stunned. So obviously in Super Battle Road, all of the enemies can be stunned, which is great. So Vegito, not a lot of damage with the type, and of course he takes a super attack, so I think I made the right decision. How much is he going to take? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we would have died if I hadn't healed there, so good decision. Sadly not going to get a huge heal because of the low damage from the Dokkan attack from getting it with the tank Vegeta. Again, your Dokkan is really important in Super Battle Road. Planning out when exactly you're going to get it is almost as important as who you're going to get it with. Definitely don't want to make mistakes like I did there and get it with the wrong person. But again, we're not going to be punished too much for that here, because Boss Rush is a lot easier than Super Battle Road. And once this Vegeta has crits, I can't wait to see just how ridiculous his damage output is going to be. So yeah, I still need to get one more dupe to actually be able to rainbow him, so I might do a couple more summons on that banner in the next few days, or at least before it goes away. We'll have to see, because I definitely want a Rainbow Star. That unit, it's a phenomenal unit, and it's based on one of my favourite moments in Dragon Ball, so definitely need to get on that. See, 35k Pan took there, whereas if she had her tank passive, that may not have been the case. So let's put Vegito here just to show off his tanking once he has, because he's super attacked quite a few times now, so unless he gets super attacked, he should be able to put out a pretty decent display of tanking, and then hopefully Gogeta is going to finish things off at the end. So 15k, it's not bad. He's supering again, so that's another build up to his stats. There you go, he now takes 6, just over 6.5. And Vegeta, not going to do a lot unless he crits, sadly. But Gogeta, Rainbow Star, super effective. Ignore that type advantage that Vegeta has over us, but not on the way back, sadly. So I guess we will have to leave Goku in the middle just to take advantage of those links. But this is the friend one who's 100%, so he should hopefully finish him off here. Hopefully he won't take a super in the front. Of course. He's got to go out on a super attack, hasn't he? Are you going to counter? No, of course not. So 122k. That always happens on the turn that they're going to die from the first attack. They like to get in that last cheeky super and really chip away what's left of your health, don't they? So, although since Vegeta's passive is going to be active because it's a whole new battle, and Vegito is going to be able to tank fairly well. So think we're going to risk not healing, and then we should get Vegeta's rage mode for the next turn. So we can put... Should we put them like this or like this? Well, actually, we'll put them like this because we want to see if we can stun Thouser with Vegeta, and then Vegito can target this guy, and Pan can target Naze, I believe it is. So, not going to take much damage this turn, hopefully. Also, Pan is going to heal a little bit of damage back, so hopefully that won't take us over the threshold. Vegeta got the stun on Thouser and is going in for an additional super anyway. Now, Vegito, is he going to take out, is it Dore, the green guy? So yeah, he gets a crit. And then Pan is going to do decent enough amount of damage to that guy. Although, unfortunately, that healed us up quite a bit. We're now over 50% HP. So, let's put Goku here. Get him to take out Thouser. And Vegeta can attempt to assist, and then Gogeta will clean up what is left, if anything. So hopefully we'll get a chance to pull Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku again before Super Battle Road comes, because mine has no dupes. So, but I mean, as long as I can find a 100% friend, because I'm not aiming to use him as a main rotation unit, hopefully I should be able to get by. But just the fact the overall amount that he gives to the team because of the stats and all that extra HP and that extra little bit of damage at the end is definitely something that you want. Should really have targeted Thouser. Let's just go for the stun on Cooler, why not? Because Goku is not going to get a super here, sadly. Definitely like the super attack animation for the TUR Vegito more than the basic one, because his SSR form shares the same one that all the other Vegitos have, where it's just a really basic Big Bang, whereas I quite like this side-on pose for that one. So Vegeta taking 64 damage from a super attack, Goku getting a critical normal attack. Still not quite close enough for the rage mode, so you can grab that, try and get Goku to finish off Thouser, and then Pan can potentially stun or finish off Cooler, depending what happens with the counters here. Can't wait to have crits in this guy. Every single one of those counters is going to be a possibility to crit, so the damage output is going to be crazy. And of course Thouser has to get in a super attack. So Goku should hopefully finish him off here, especially with a crit. Oh well, since he also raises his own defense, he took barely anything in return. Pan gets a crit, so she is going to give us quite a decent heal from that, 300k damage. Yeah, that's not too bad. So now we have got... So you can see here, this is the link set. Vegito Blue is going to have a link set much more similar to Gogeta, and you can see by having them together, there are almost no key issues whatsoever. Whereas by having them together, not only does Vegeta lose attack because this version of Vegito doesn't have Super Saiyan, but also he's got barely any ki. I guess I could put them this way around, actually, since I am trying to keep them on rotation. I just don't really want Vegito to take a super attack at the front there. So, you can grab those. Let's grab an Icarus, because if we do take a little bit more damage than we'd like, then hopefully we can still survive the turn and then go into the rage mode next turn. Although, of course, the fact that my Vegeta can't crit makes that rage mode a little bit less interesting. I haven't actually seen confirmation now that I think about it, because when the apes and other such things transform into their different versions, they don't keep any of their hidden potential abilities, so I'm not actually sure when Vegeta goes into the rage mode whether he can actually still crit. Let me know in the comments if you know whether that is the case, because the transformation, the way it normally works, is that they're technically considered to have transformed into a different card, so then they don't have the hidden potential boosts or anything, so guess we'll have to see. But it took next to no damage there, so let's put Goku in the front just to try and finish off Cooler nice and quickly. And let's go for it. Yeah, let's go for it. Goku's raised his own defense a couple of times as well already, so we should be okay, even if he takes a super attack. Maybe he'll actually counter it for a change, but yeah, so double digits from a normal attack. That's what we like to see. And no super attack, so perfect. It's a bit of a shame that the GT event that's come back is just the Black Star Dragon Balls one. There's nothing really good for useful to farm from that. You can get the new Kais that they add to the shop every time it comes back, because you collect the metal fruits from the actual event. You can buy 2 more Kais from the barbershop. We really need the final one to come back, the one that has Super Saiyan 4 Goku on the actual banner art, because that's the one where you can farm a stage for the Nurse Chi-Chi support item, which is absolutely, I wouldn't say necessary, but it's insanely good for Super Battle Road. It basically means you can negate a whole turn of attacks from your opponents while dealing a little bit of extra damage, but it means also you don't have to waste a heal, so it's perfect for a turn where you're getting your Dokkan attack or something similar. So we'll put these guys like this, get Vegeta perfectly primed in the middle there to dish out some counters. I think considering we've got type advantage, we don't need to heal either, so we should make very quick work of Cooler because he is a physical type. Oh yeah, well, Goku's just going to come in and get a crit apparently, so depending on the damage from the counters, this is going to be quite a decent amount of damage as well. So what are we getting? So 323 damage on the counter attack. So he's going to super, which we can't do anything about, but at least we won't take too much. And then I believe the damage from this counter attack should finish him off, which is the reason why this Vegeta is so great. He did almost as much damage as Super Saiyan 4 Goku in that turn because of the fact that he got counters. If that super attack had been a normal attack, he would have done way more damage than him overall. And this is with no crits and nowhere near as much investment in the dupe system as I would like due to lack of orbs. So there you go. So I just wanted to very quickly go over the few things that the actual details of the differences in the team. So if we click over to my desktop here, we should be able to see the Pan. This is the awakening for the Pan. So she becomes, she's got a little pet bee. So she recovers 30% of damage dealt as HP and high chance to reduce incoming defense by 50%, picks up Shattering the Limit. So that is really, really useful. Obviously her stats get higher because she's an awakening. If we go back to the original one, let's just see. Yeah, it was 25% damage dealt as health, and then that was all she did. So, and she only did extreme damage with a rare chance to stun, whereas her awakening puts her to supreme damage with a rare chance to stun. So she's going to deal more damage. She gives you a higher percentage of that damage back as HP. And she picks up Shattering the Limit, which is she's going to share with LR Vegito Blue when she rotates into the same turn as him. And then obviously this is the man himself. We still don't know for definite what his passive is, but it's pretty obvious that regardless of what the final numbers are going to be, it's going to be an increased bonus to attack and defense and an increased amount of ki that he gives himself. And as you can see, he gets Super Saiyan and over in a flash, which he's going to share with the Vegeta. Shattering the Limit and Fuse Fighter are links that will come into play when either Gogeta or the Pan cycles round into rotation with him. And yeah, so just as a quick little flash forward, I put up the I changed my units squad banner, so you can see that's what the team is actually going to look like. Those are the two main rotations, and then the two floaters at the bottom, and the friend Super Saiyan 4 Goku will be the other floater, or my one, depending on which one's better. Which, as I said, unless I pull some dupes before then, it's probably always going to be the friend one. But yeah, so there you go. That is what I consider is going to be probably the best team to run for Super Battle Road for Global for Super Strength. It'll be interesting to see over the next few days or weeks whether that Rage Vegeta does actually come to JP or whether it stays a global exclusive. I know people like to have things that are only on global because JP gets so much stuff that we don't have, but you know, I mean, we're all the same community. It would be nice if they get it because it is an insanely good unit, but I guess we will have to wait and see. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think you have any teams or any strategies that are going to stand up to Super Battle Road when it finally comes to global? Would you make any changes to this team? You can follow me on Twitter at @TheMaskedNingen and let me know there. You can also tweet me your summon pulls or ideas on themes or teams you want to see in the future. So this is going to be it for this video, guys. It's been the Masked Ningen. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe for more regular Dokkan Battle content. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so hashtag 500 Mortals Plan all over the comments. And I will see you again soon. Have a good one.